Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show here on social media, right here all over the planet. Everyone's watching Encounters. This show has been on for 2 years. Welcome to 2 years. We're going into 3 years. Can't believe it. 3 years of Encounters. And when I started this show, nothing like this was happening. What's happening now is getting even interesting. Tonight, we're going to talk about how things are really transferring and transforming, how these objects are, there's more than one type of thing going on here. We're going to get into that. Hey, Paranormal. The drones, what they call drones, could be our own government. That's possible. But there's other things going on here. And I've been watching a lot of video and trying to separate what might be our government versus the space people, the extraterrestrials. So there are these orbs that are now showing up, and these orbs are not looking like what they call drones. These orbs are coming over different cities, all over the world. They're coming over ocean areas. There are things coming out of the ocean. There's tons of video. We're having more sightings here in the state of Connecticut, here in New England. A couple in Hartford, I'll have to show you the video. It's such an organic thing. These people probably never saw anything like this in their lives. 2 or 3 objects that look like orbs, not like a drone. They look like orbs. And I can tell you, Lance, thank you for becoming a month subscriber. I appreciate it on Encounters. I can tell you from my observation, and I am looking at a lot of stuff very seriously here. There's a woman out in Massachusetts near the water somewhere, and she was on earlier today. Kat caught her a little bit, and I'm trying to get her on here. She's been having, for the last 2 or 3 nights, these orbs, these like round, bright orbs. These are not like the typical looking like a small airplane or the size of a SUV. These things are different, totally different. And I think we have more than one thing happening on our planet right now, more than one thing happening in our skies right now. I think we're in for some, in my opinion, a major event that's coming up. And I don't think it's a staged event. There's some people out there that think everything's being staged. There's nothing staged about what's happening here, folks. This is all organically happening. I believe that there's something major that's happening. The orbs are being seen all over the place, including overseas. In UK, people are seeing orbs in Poland, in Australia. This thing is becoming a worldwide event. Why is it? Because it's not staged. There's something here bigger than anything we've ever experienced. No matter, there are people out there, they think that this is a government thing, it's all staged, or they think it's a blue beam. It's none of those things whatsoever. And I'm going to be showing you a video tonight from Tampa Bay, Florida, which it was a short video they took, but it was a good video. This person and their brother recorded for a number of seconds clear footage of what you call a typical flying saucer. You're going to see this thing spinning around as it's come. It looks like it's coming down over an area of Tampa Bay. There's the palm trees, and this person, their brother, recorded it. Now, again, they got as much as they could in that couple of seconds, but it's such a good video. When you see this video, it's going to blow your mind. Matter of fact, I'll probably show it in a few minutes. There's a lot of stuff out there. I'm looking at a lot of footage, a lot of photos. I'm weeding out what I think is really the important stuff. And, people are sending me stuff that they think I should look at, and I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to show that Bob and Flynn in just a few minutes. You're watching Encounters. This is the late night spiritual UFO talk show. And we're glad to have you all with us. We're here nightly at 11 o'clock. This is basically a 2-hour show almost every night. We might have a night off. But right now, things are so crazy. A lot of people are sending me stuff for the show all over the world, and we're looking. If you have things you want me to look at, I'll look at your video footage. I'm telling people wherever you're in Europe or Scandinavia, wherever you are, send me the footage. We'll look at it, and we might even play it on here on our live broadcast to show people what's happening in other parts of the world. Because this is not just a thing in North America. It's not just a thing in Canada. It's not just a thing in Central America or South America. It's everywhere, folks. It's global. The whole thing is global. Very global. I got to tell you, and I'm just like seeing things here, and there's so much out there for me that I'm going to eventually get to showing some of these things. But each night I'm going to try to show at least 2 or 3 good videos that I'm getting so the people in my audience can see them, and you can make up your own mind. It's just incredible stuff happening here. A lot of it is galactic. Not everything is Earth-based. They want you to think it's Earth-based. The media presentation is still the same, you know, still the same. And all the, at least the United States media, they keep calling them drones. Why are they doing that? Why are we calling everything a drone that's seen out there? Now people are seeing other things. You see, they're seeing plasma objects. They're seeing orbs, large orbs in the sky. They're seeing these things, right? So we're gonna probably start with this video. There's a lot of stuff out there. I think this should be. I got this video because I think it's going to be taken down. Not on here, where I got the video. I think it's going to be taken down. I think it's not going to last very long. So I got the video. I'm going to show the video to you, and the numbers are going down. That's pretty weird. We went from, what's going on here? Are people not interested in encounters or this kind of subject? That's kind of crazy. Come on, folks. Please share and like. Come on. Let's do it. Let's go up there. Everyone should share. We want to get up to 100,000 likes tonight on encounters. I'm also a contactee. I'm also a talk show host in commercial radio. Not commercial, non-commercial radio. Was on commercial radio many years ago. And we're going to get to some stuff here because things are getting pretty weird. And we'll, through the night, maybe I'll show you a few different videos. Let's go to this one here. I just loaded this video up. And when you see this, it's going to blow your mind. I'm not going to play the music with it because I don't want to have anything happen. This is a flying saucer craft, Tampa Bay, Florida, recorded last night in Tampa Bay. And you'll see it's spinning around, the energy of it spinning around, and it's not a drone. And spaceships do have lights, believe it or not. People say, how could spaceships have lights? Spaceships, many of them, many of these orbs, these plasma ships are lit up like a firecracker. They do have lights. Let me just see here. Let me go to this here. I'm going to show you this video. Get ready. This is the first video of the night. And I'm going to make sure everybody sees it. It's going to repeat itself, so don't get worried about that. So here's the first video. This is from Tampa Bay, Florida. Watch this. Tampa Bay, Florida, flying saucer. This is the first one that's different from all the other objects. Look at this thing. Now, in the 60s, these types of objects were seen, a flying saucer type craft. Okay, this was just posted on my page. I just posted it. I want you to look at this. I'm going to make sure nobody misses this. This is a spaceship, folks. You see what I'm showing you here is a spaceship. Not a drone, not Earth-based objects, not somebody's flying electrical drone up about 10 feet in the air. I want everyone in the world to see this. I'm trying to tell you there's something else going on here that's not being told. There's something else going on here that the world governments or our government's not telling you, that the media is not telling you. And I want to say, in my opinion, the media is controlled by big monopolies, the news media. You know, they're asking questions, but they're not getting to the right thing. Keep watching this thing. This is going to blow you away, okay? And I think you're going to see more of the spaceships. You're going to see more revealing of spaceships in our skies than just these so-called, what people call drones. I think you're going to see a lot of spaceships. And I think as we go into 2025, you're going to have revelations of things that are going to blow your mind, folks. And I'm here on my show to not only talk about and interview people, I want to show you these things. I want to show you the real stuff. I want to show you what they're not showing you on NBC News, on CBS News, on BBC News, on CBC News, on China News, whatever, France News Agency, whatever it is. I want to show you this. I'm going to keep showing this to you so everybody gets a chance to see this. This is what I do here, folks. I'm here about disclosure. I'm for disclosure of truth, cosmic truth. And the cosmic truth is right here on Encounters. I don't play around with fake videos. I look at every single video that I get. Every single video. I'm going to make sure everybody sees this. Everybody on TikTok sees this. I want to make sure everybody out there sees. This is the one thing that you haven't seen on any video, on people's videos recording. You haven't seen this on any video coming out of the ocean. This is actually a spaceship. This is a spaceship recorded in Tampa Bay, Florida, last night. Last night it was recorded. Okay? You know the commander's going to show you stuff that's real. You know, I'm not going to show the things that look like drones. There's just too much of that out there. What I want to show you is real intergalactic spaceships that are being recorded by people. I'm very careful. I'm looking for stuff. It would be cool if it was AI, but it's not AI. This is actually very real. Very real. You're going to see more of this. You're going to see more of this coming in 2025. It's repeating because I'm doing it purposely to make sure everybody gets this. I'm repeating the video because I know not everybody's seeing it. I'm doing this on purpose. There's a method to my cosmic madness. Right, spaceships don't make noises like, hey, Mahansu, good to see you. I'll be getting into a few videos tonight. I've been looking at a number of things that have been sent to me. I'm making sure everybody sees this. But I hope 1,200 of you will also participate and share your stories. I know people out there all over the world have something to say. I want you to get into the guest box. If you have footage you want to send me, if you are seeing things that are out of this world right now, I need to know about it. I need to hear about it. Okay? So all you're seeing right now on the media is all they keep talking about is drones. Only a few newscasters are saying, Chuck Schumer, who's on the disclosure committee, they're asking him to tell us whether it's something else or something else. Now, the commander will tell you, in my opinion, which is a good way to put it, right? In my opinion on this show, we're looking at a number of things, including spacecraft from other planets, other places. I'm coming right out and saying it. I am also looking very carefully at the different situations because not everything is extraterrestrial. I think some stuff might be, in my opinion, government operations, but not everything. Okay? So we're going to go back to the camera here for a minute. Yeah, last night in Tampa Bay. I'm going to go back to my screen here, go live on my camera. Give me a second here. We're going to get back to the camera here. And give me a moment. Let's go here. There's a lot of stuff going down. And we're going to get to it tonight. We will get to quite a bit of stuff here. Okay, we're going to get to quite a bit of stuff here. Stick around. And you know what? It's more than just seeing videos. If you really want to learn something, stay on Encounters. We have 941 people here. If you're just coming here for the video footage, it's a lot more than just the visuals. We need to talking to each other. Part of the show is about exploring things. I know people out here are seeing things all over the world. If wherever you are, if you've been recording anything, come in the queue. You have to be over 18, no kids on the show, no drinking, no drunks, no drugs, no smoking on the show, no kids, no religion, no politics, and no paranormal discussion. I want to hear from people around the world. We will definitely get into it. I'm telling you right now, in all my observations, in all the years I've been involved with this is an amazing time to see what's happening. In New England, in Connecticut, just the last 2 to 3 nights, we've had an uptake in UFO sightings. I'm not going to say drones. I'm going to use the word unidentified flying objects. I'm done with the drone thing. I'm going to throw the drone thing out the window. There are drones that people are shooting up in the sky. There were 2 people that were caught in Boston with a regular drone. It must have been expensive. They were caught. And so the problem you're going to have now is people that are going to be taking their drones and trying to go up in the air with them and confuse people. And that does a disservice to the whole thing of trying to figure out what these things are. But if you see a regular drone, you'll know what it is. I've seen drones that are lit up at a football game, and they hover. They're not that big. They're big enough you can see them, but they hover. So I think one of my perceptions of this reality is I think our secret government is involved in some of this to confuse people. I think now you're starting to see the space people, the extraterrestrial people, starting to show their craft now because they're tired of all this stuff that's going on. And you're going to start seeing things that are totally spacecrafts, totally extraterrestrial. And you have to just go within. When I look at something, I've been doing this stuff for a lot of years in broadcasting. I did TV for about 2 years, 3 years on the subject. And I can tell you, looking at lots of video, you get to know what is fake, what is CGI, what is AI, what's real. I don't put on any fake video wherever I get it. I'm getting from people that are really seeing things, that are recording actual stuff. Yeah, the government is absolutely lying. You're absolutely correct. So tonight we're going to get into it. This thing gets deeper and deeper. And I do feel that we're going to have something major happening soon. And I think it's coming real soon. Into the new year. I think in 2025, there's something major that's going to happen. I don't know exactly what it is, but I can feel it. Let's see. Sassy Scorpio, you should send me your video or email it to me at CmdrAleon@AOL.com, and I'll be happy to look at it. If anyone here has been recording really interesting stuff since this all happened, and the Project Bluebeam is not even real, so throw that out the window. But what is real is I think that there are secret levels within the Pentagon, in my opinion, that there's something else being done to confuse everybody. I think there's something being done to get you all confused, not know what's what, not know what's real, not know what's fake. And it's a disservice to the public on the planet when this is happening. But I'll tell you, when you see something that is real, look at it, take a look, and whether or not you think it is real or not. If you don't think it's real, you'll know it. If I see something that's a drone, I'll know it. If I see something that's a space station, I'll know it. If I see something that's a military helicopter, I will know it. You have to check your footage. You'll know if it's really something extraterrestrial or out of this world. You're going to feel a sensation. You're going to feel something. There's going to be something that is actually true that you're going to feel. And you'll know it, And let me see here. I guess we have to take this person out of the equation. So yeah, you're going to feel it. And my email again is CmdrAleon@AOL.com. And I've been committed to this subject for as long as I've been an adult. I've had too many sightings. I've seen too many types of craft. I've seen bell-shaped spaceships during the day that I saw when I was a kid. Actually, I know I talked about that one in Port Washington, Long Island, playing baseball at a school. This thing is a cloudy day, came right under the clouds, typical bell-shaped UFO, solid as can be, no sound. I've seen so many things that are different types of what we call UFOs that are real. There was no AI or CGI back then. And so I know what to look for. And I want to hear definitely what's happening out there. Thank you, Pancakes, And I won't steer you in the wrong direction on my show here. I'm trying to make sure we get the right information here on TikTok. I'm looking at everything, and I'm really thankful that we have people I look at the videos and I can tell if someone's making it up, if they're fooling around. I'd skip those videos in 2 seconds. DJ Raven, love your music, and thank you for the puff. I do catch you every once in a while. Thank you, DJ Raven. So we're going to see who's in our queue here, and we're going to bring people up on the show. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, and it is actually the most popular talk show on social media. I'm not a newbie here. I'm not somebody jumping on the bandwagon because these things just start happening. I see those people that are jumping on here that have never talked about this stuff before. I'm here for you every night, except I take a night off once in a while, every night at 11 o'clock till about 12:45. So let's see here. We're going to go with Michelle first. And if you can come on and you have enough followers, please come on camera. Michelle is our first guest here on Encounters, everybody. And Michelle, you there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. I don't know why my camera's not on. Hold on.
Okay, so you don't have a camera because you don't have enough followers yet, but that's all right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
tell us where you are with all this crazy stuff happening now, spreading all over the world, Australia. Where are you, and what would you like to share with us here?
All right, thanks. So I just joined. I just followed you. I'm not even gonna lie, but actually, this whole drone situation, it's been really crazy. I'm actually in New Jersey. So it's been very active over here. And I really think that these things are plasmoids. I don't know what your take on it is. Like I said, I just joined, but I'm
Yeah.
very firm on I mean, when people are zooming into these things, it looks just like a plasmoid. So I don't know what your take, what your take is or what you think about that.
Yeah. So there are a thing called plasma ships in Brazil. There was a case many years ago, and if people look at plasma ships Brazil, this one person documented many photos, and he saw plasma type spaceships. And so I think what you're seeing is there are plasma ships, or what they call plasma ships, other types of vehicle, other ships that are like reddish color. I've seen those. There's all kinds of different things showing up now, not your typical thing that people said the drone is big as the SUV over New Jersey or Connecticut or whatever. We're seeing other types of craft, right?
Yeah, so yeah, I did hear that too, that there are other things in the sky too. I mean, we have the drones, then these other things. I don't know what it is though. It's so weird. And they're
Yeah,
like more active towards the water, at least here in New Jersey.
yeah. No, in New Jersey on the water, that's the thing that actually sets it apart from these things going over that look like they're mimicking drones. The things on the water I've been hearing from people are coming out of the water of the Atlantic Ocean, and they're coming out of the water. That's what I've heard some reports of. If they're coming out of the water, in my opinion, they're coming from deep in the ocean. If they're coming from deep in the ocean, what does that lead you to believe? That there's definitely, and we've said this before in the show, there's several different space cities in the depths of our ocean that exist. So when these objects are coming out of the ocean, they're not drones, they're not even our government. These are space beings that live in our oceans. They've lived there for before we even existed.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. And that's exactly what I'm getting at too, because like if you remember, I think her name is Lauren Boebert. They had a hearing like about a month or so ago, where they basically confirmed that, I don't know if you heard about this, but there is footage of an orb coming out of the ocean and being met by another orb.
Yeah,
So she asks this whistleblower, that is this true? He confirms that there is a video evidence of this, but she asks him about that underwater base or anything that suggests that there are underwater bases. He didn't say, anything about that, but I do believe that definitely
yeah.
could be true.
Yeah, I have a friend who's traveled on a spaceship. She's a contactee in Vermont. She's been to a number of the bases in the ocean. There are people that live there, and I met her on my show. We're good friends, and she's actually she goes off planet almost every other night. I've not talked about this on the show yet, but there's a person that I know that is part of a very major part of what's going to be happening. And she's been going off planet, and she works with the star people, which are people that are human like us. And they're getting ready for contact with our planet. These are people from other planets that are coming here. You're going to start seeing, I got inside information because I'm part of that group. For many of you who are just tuning in, there's going to be increased sightings of real spaceships. I think it's going to start happening gradually in 2025. You're going to see all kinds of spaceships that are going to appear all over the planet at some point.
That's really interesting. I can't believe that. I mean, I believe it. I don't doubt it at all. That's really crazy. It's really crazy to think like what kind of world we're living in right now. Like there are so many unknowns. The government is obviously not going to tell people the truth. It's just like it's scary, but at the same time, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't believe we're the only ones out there, So
And you know
it's
what? And the thing is, the problem, there's another group that could be our government, in my opinion. people are talking about the spraying. These other craft are spraying something. If they are anything, that the ones that are spraying are probably, in my opinion, government operated.
Yeah,
That have nothing to do with the positive space people. Those would be government operated, in my opinion. I'm using the word opinion for a reason here tonight, but I think that the other thing is the ones that are here to help us. If you see plasma ships, they're not spraying anything. Have you seen anything with plasma ships that you've seen spring anything?
no,
Absolutely no,
only the
because
drones or
only the
whatever it is.
drones, right? So you've got these so-called drones that and let me see here. I got to take this person out of here. Give me a second here. I'm moderating my show as a talk show, so I have to do that once in a while. But these other things, the people, there have been too many reports of that happening. What's being sprayed? What's going on with that? So there are people that are concerned about that. And I think that, in my opinion, it's a government operated situation to confuse people with what's happening here with the actual contact that is going to happen next year. The end of next year. But
What do you
so that, go ahead.
Sorry. What do you think that they're spraying, if they are spraying? And another question that I have is because New Jersey has been a hot spot for these drones and sightings. It's said that in Princeton there is a lab where they're recreating these plasmoids also. So what's your take on that?
I don't think they're creating plasma ships on Earth. I don't think our governments, they might have the ability to do that, but I don't think that's being done. I think that our government has reverse engineered technology that they got at Area 51, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I had somebody with top security clearance who told me about the base. That base has multi-level facilities at Wright-Patterson. Where it happens to be right now, there have been audio communications that they have these objects over the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That was, I think it was last night, which is that's a huge Air Force base here in the United States. So there was communications, just things were hovering, not doing anything. They were just hovering over the base, more than one object. So if you hear about stories about Air Force bases or the Royal Air Force over in England having these objects now in other countries, if they're over any bases, military bases, they are definitely extraterrestrial.
Yeah, that's true because they wouldn't allow anything, right, in their
Right,
airspace.
right.
That's crazy.
So yeah, they won't let anything. So there's going to be a lot of things going down here. And I'm, because of my background as a news person, I studied news media. I was a news director. I'm very keen on a lot of areas. I'm a contactee. I have a lot of background. So when I do this show, I ask a lot of questions. And I love the interaction now. We need to have it because people are seeing things. People need to come forward on encounters. If you're seeing something, say something. They use that for other stuff, but now we can use it for, spaceships that are appearing in our skies or orbs that are coming out of the ocean. People are recording things. We need to see those recordings. Everybody should be recording everything. If you see something that's not, like a regular airline jet or a plane or a helicopter, record it. Don't double think
Yeah.
it. Get it on camera. Let us look at it and observe it and come up with some answer to what it might be.
Yes, and now that people are actually, now that you touched on that topic, like now that people are actually recording it and there is evidence of things going on, and that really puts a lot of pressure on the government because now they kind of have to say something. I mean, even Trump came out today and said that they know they know exactly what's happening, but they're just not telling the people. And
Right.
I wonder, do you think that they'll make us believe that, like there are certain people on TikTok saying that they'll make us believe that we're going to be attacked or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, there's not going to be an attack. What they're going to do is try to divert the attention. They're going to try to hope that people forget about all this stuff as it increases. They're going to hope that we forget about it. You got thousands upon thousands, millions upon millions of people, not thousands, all over the world that are seeing these things now. What are the world governments going to do? The United States covered it up for 70 years. 70 years of cover up regarding what's going on. They didn't want to talk about it. They came up with all kinds of weather balloons during the Roswell crash in 1947, everybody. And I wasn't around in 1947, but I know about the Roswell crash on Braswell's farm. There's a whole history. So there's always cover up, cover up, cover up, right?
Right.
What we're doing now on this show is we're uncovering up everything. And with all these things happening in the sky, whether it's the government doing their thing, they're just making it worse. If the government's trying to get people to stop thinking about it, to think it's a government operation, they're making it worse because they're also the counterpart of that is there is extraterrestrial spaceships. There
Yeah.
are craft going around our planet. They've been here for billions of years. And now we're going to see an increase of this stuff. People have never recorded these things before. A family in Hartford, Connecticut, I was watching a video. They recorded it. I think it's on TikTok. They saw 3 orbs, plasma type orbs in the sky above Hartford in my state. People are seeing stuff all over New England now. It's starting to go everywhere. So the question you
Yeah.
have to ask is, what's going on here? I don't think it is a stage thing at all. I think it's real. I think the Pentagon's trying to figure out how to get around this. I think the incoming president and other countries who have leaders are trying to figure out how to publicly talk about this. When the public is now paying attention, they want answers. Now, if none of the world governments give you answers, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, that's gonna create a lot of havoc. Like it's not
A lot of
good.
havoc, but the same token, because these spaceships, the real space people that do exist are here now, they're going to decloak their ships before the end of the next year into 2026. Something big is about to happen. I don't know
Yeah.
completely what it is. I know a lot of things, but this threw me off a little bit. I don't know exactly what's going to happen to everybody, but I guarantee you, don't listen to all the diversions out there. There are people on TikTok and YouTube. There's all kinds of people with agendas. There are religious agendas regarding this. There's
Mhm.
all kinds of agendas. Don't listen to it. Listen to yourself. That's what I do. I listen only to myself in order to get my answers, and then I review the videos because I look at tons of video footage right now, and it's just
Yeah.
crazy out there.
Yeah.
So it's just I'm really glad you found my show. I'm on here 11 o'clock at night for about almost 2 hours.
Yeah, I'll definitely be joining again. Well, thank you so much for having me on. It was
Yeah,
really interesting and informative. I'm going to be here for a while, so I'll be, commenting and interacting. But I'll let you do your thing. But let's just hope for the best and, that our government will do the right thing. So
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
again. I really
Hey, thank
appreciate. Uh-huh.
Michelle. You're great. Thank you for coming on from New Jersey. We appreciate the upsets there. Michelle, everybody, thank you.
Thank
And let me see here. And if you want to be a guest, get in the queue, the multi-guest option. Again, if you have information that's real on what's happening around the world right now, we welcome you. We want to hear your stories on encounters, and we really do thank you for being here. We appreciate everybody. So let me see here. I think Abiba. Let's see. Who am I going to bring up next? Siren Amos. I think it is Serene Amos. Is it Serene? Serene. I might be messing the name up.
Howdy.
Good
Now
evening.
you got it right.
Yes. Good. Got it right. Good evening. And where are you joining us from?
Tennessee, brother.
Okay. Very good. And you're over 18, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm 19.
Okay. 19. All right. So have you seen anything where you are in Tennessee? What's going on down there?
So I'd like to talk about a time I was in California, actually, because that's where I'm born and raised at.
Okay.
So I was probably around the age of 5, so this was like 2010, 2011. But I saw 3 orange orbs on my way to my house. Me and my mom. I spotted these out. I told her to look. She saw the same thing, so I could clarify that I wasn't tripping. And
Yeah.
we had almost got there at my house at the time, so we got out the car, we parked, got out the car. They were still there.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And these things,
And
oh,
go
what's up?
ahead.
Okay, so there were orange orbs, and first they was in a line. They was lined up, but then they created a triangle formation, and there was just 3 of them. But mind you, I look at them. I'm outside of the car at this point. I look at them. I I don't remember what I did. I think I looked down at the ground or something, and then I looked back. They were gone, just in
Oh
that split
wow.
second. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you saw them, I always like to ask people that are having sightings now and even past years ago, what did you feel you were being observed? I always wonder if that's the case with individuals. Like when you're
Mm,
seeing these things, some people say they felt like they're being watched or observed by whatever intelligence was in those craft. How'd you feel?
Not really, not really. But for me to
Okay.
look at them and they just disappear, who knows? Maybe a lot of people were looking at them and they knew that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I appreciate your story. I mean, every story is important, whether it's past or right now. And what do you think about all the stuff that now is happening around the world?
honestly, it might just be a distraction from just for people to not pay attention to themselves and what their true power is. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I appreciate your opinion. To me, it's the gut. Well, there's a whole lot of stuff there. But anyway, I appreciate your opinion, man. And thank you very much for joining us.
Yep, I appreciate you for having this channel, for having me up, man. You have a good one.
This.
And
All
remember
right.
that
Take care.
you guys are powerful. Just focus on thyself.
Yeah, absolutely. We are
Love you,
powerful.
man.
All right, you too. And I'm gonna bring them down. Let's see who I'm gonna bring up next. And let's see, DJ Reagan. I got to bring her up. And then we're gonna go to Abiba, and then 999 Want to Believe. DJ Raven, who does some great music. I quietly listen to music sometimes when she's playing it. Hey, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're doing good here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. This
So,
is so exciting right now. I'm so excited.
well, you're on the top UFO show on the social media platform. So I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, not just about that, about what's happening. I was watching your feeds and I used to be, well, I still am an energy coach too, not just a DJ. Um, I see that there's some scared people in the chat and that they're kind of afraid about what's going on. I think they're a little confused. So I just wanted to clarify that this is nothing to be afraid of. We're just shifting from 3D paradigm world where we were in war and lower frequencies and competing over control. Getting our energy from controlling and control dramas for many years. We've been doing this. So we're exiting that 3D and we have entered 4D consciousness where we're going to co-create the new earth out of love. Now we have two different ways from what I'm seeing right now at the current frequency. We can either create a narrative where we have this outside force that we're going to battle and blah blah blah. These higher dimensional beings, they have love in their heart. They're not something to be fearful of. So please don't be scared. And we've already entered the age of Aquarius. So what we're doing is, this is my belief system, take it or leave it. A lot of people in here I know are on this path. But we're going to co-create the new world out of love, not fear. So love. So if you do get fear in your heart, like if you start to feeling fear, it's the negative thoughts coming in. So go into your heart and feel what's true. And it send the fear love, then that fear will disappear. So try to correct the thinking as we enter this, because we are going up to 4D to 5D. And the reason why they're appearing now is because they're testing to see if our consciousness is ready for this. The spaceships will start hovering, they'll hang out, because we have two things going on. We have man-made, we have
Right.
we have alien craft that's man-made too, because they got a hold of
Right.
the alien stuff.
Reverse engineered stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we have higher dimensional beings. So the higher dimensional beings, they'll just kind of hang out. They're getting us
Right.
used to them as we shift up higher in frequencies. And we all knew, if you've been on this path, we've been knowing about this. We've been getting the downloads about this for many years. I mean, I know I'm a
Yeah.
star seed. I'm here to help the planet shift. I'm a DJ, and I feel like it's the Galactic Federation of Light or something. Something has been guiding me to pick these conscious DJ songs. I am boarding the Groove Cruise this January 25th. And do you guys know what's happening on January 25th?
Explain to people what's going on January
Okay.
25th.
It's the planetary alignment. There's a huge planetary alignment. It's the 7 planets. We're going to be even shifting higher in frequencies. And little old me, little old Ravenson, who's playing conscious music, they
Right, you
picked
are.
me. I just had a meeting with Groove Cruise, and if you don't know what Groove Cruise is, it's the largest EDM, it's the largest music ship on the planet. And I said, oh, I just thought they were going to put me like in the spiritual area of the ship or something. I don't know. No, they're throwing me in with all the famous DJs. So get this, all this conscious music is going into the mainstream music. And I'm
Wow.
super excited about that. This is huge for all of us starseeds. This is so huge. My music has been toned. It has like Reiki energies in it, frequencies from the heart. It's been carefully picked to be positive, and all this is going to go into the mainstream right on
Wow.
board the ship. It's super exciting, you guys. Like, so yeah, so Ravens Inn is all about it's not about a DJ with the ego. It's about co-creation of the new earth.
Right.
Co-creating it out of love, all of us out of love. So remember that we're all connected. Everything is one consciousness in my belief system. Take it or leave it.
Right.
It's one. And if we can co-create, if we can put all our differences and the religion or whatever aside, and we can
Yeah.
co-create this planet just out of love, think about
Yeah.
what we're going to do and we're going to get our technologies. We're going to be
Yeah.
able to power our houses with quantum boxes.
Yeah,
Like we're going to get.
we're gonna not only have the free energy, like you know me enough to know my friend Ashtar Athena, who's not on here, she knows I talked to her messenger, she's on Facebook, she doesn't know how to use TikTok. And she has been taken on ships through the 60s. She's one of the original contactees. She's in her 70s now, but she's incredible. She's been with a producer in Hollywood, did a short film on Valiant Thor, and it was a great film. It was about Valiant Thor, who's a space person who went to the White House and landed in Alexandria, Virginia. And this was in the early 60s. And he met with leaders, including top leaders and the president. There's a whole story about it. And they wouldn't agree to his terms, which was if we were to let go of all our weapons and everything on our planet, they would help us then. We could have been 10 times ahead of ourselves back then if they had listened to Valiant
Yes.
Thor and the space people. But our government did not want to take that route. We went with another group, which was the lower vibrational ETs. They gave the reverse engineered technology to us. In return, they did things that were not proper, so to speak. I'll put it that way. But yeah, but we're in a time now, folks.
Yes.
When I've said this 2 years ago, when it comes to 2025, there's some major things that are going to happen.
Yes.
I think as we get to the new year and our celebration, we can celebrate the new year in many ways. For all of you, you might want to celebrate the new year and saying that now our planet's going to shift in a big way, and it's going to shake people up, and it's going to shake your belief systems up. I know people, there's 8 billion people on our planet. Now, do you think everybody's going to understand what this is all about? No, they're going to be, some people are going to be shocked, some people are going to be nervous, but that's the human emotion. But this is going to happen. Our planet's going to shift, and it's shifting constantly. But now we're going to be visited and interacting with space people, not monsters, space people. And this is a thing that people have to understand. I've been trying to get people to understand this.
They're not understanding it, and that's why I had to step in, because they're loving beings. Because think about it, you guys, they have been here for many, 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 many years, and if they were evil, they would have done something by now.
Absolutely.
They were waiting for us to be at a conscious level where we just don't like try to blow them up and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's time to like put down the weapons. This is for entertainment purposes only, TikTok, because I get in trouble sometimes.
Right. And I got in trouble the other night for something, and then I appealed it, and I got back on.
All the time. I mentioned like simple words. I don't even want to say them. Simple things, and I'm like, oops, get in trouble.
Yeah.
But yes, this is super exciting, guys. Don't look at this as a negative thing, and don't believe what the media is saying. Believe what's in your heart, and just go with it and have fun with it, because this is amazing. We're going to get technology. I'm hoping for the med beds.
I was just
cure all
just
diseases.
took that thought in my head here. Yep.
Yep, we're so connected. Yes, the med beds. And if you don't know what a med bed is, they will cure all diseases. They say that they'll grow limbs back, get your sight back. like, but see, before when we were under control and we weren't awake, like they didn't want us knowing all this because,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean,
But yeah, I know what it is, Raven. All these people are walking over you. All these politicians, in my opinion, I'm using the word opinion, so that seems
yeah,
to be a good word to
opinion.
use, so I don't have any problems.
Yeah,
But in my
for the
opinion,
purposes only.
right, these politicians, the Pentagon people, they're all jumping over each other. They don't know what to do now because the public's seeing these things. They have no answers. The only answer they say is they're not a threat. So if they're, that's an honest answer. They aren't a threat. That what is now they have to being pushed and pushed and pushed. They don't want to tell the people about this, about the fact that they've known about people on other planets. That would be
Yeah.
a revelation that they were lying for 70 years to the public.
Yeah, and they're
Not just our country, all the other countries.
and this is their way of like trying to launch out the new technology because we've had enough. Like we have got to start focusing on our world. And I think by putting America first, if we could think about it, I was thinking about this the other day. If we could put America first, get free energy or whatever technology we have, and then get people off the streets, get them fed, get them help, focus on them, then we could. It's kind of like being in an airplane and you put your oxygen mask on first. If we can put our oxygen mask on first, then we can spread it out to other countries and help them and do the same.
But I think that the space people don't care about the country it is. They're going to come and they're coming all over the world. As far as my
You're right.
empathic abilities
They
come,
are.
it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
just
It's not
have
one
to
country
make
first or
sure
less. We
that
have to be aware that we're Earthlings and we're all part of one thing. We're not separate anymore now.
Yeah,
Nothing's going to be separate. We're all one connected society of people.
that is true. We have to stand up to say that, like, there's no more war. Like, we have to stand up to say peace on earth.
Yeah.
Everyone, because it's so silly. If we're all one consciousness, why would we do these mean things to each other? Why would we do, I don't even want to say the
Right.
KILL word.
Right.
Why
We
would we
won't say
do
this
that?
one.
Why would
Yeah.
we do that? That doesn't make sense to me at all.
You know, and
Yeah.
I showed a video earlier when I started the show of a flying saucer type craft in Tampa Bay, Florida, that these two brothers recorded. It wasn't the longest video, but it was real footage from last night. And I'll be showing some more footage tonight, select videos that I think people should see. And there's people on TikTok here we know that are recording and doing live things where they live, and they're seeing these orbs in the sky. You can't stop it. I mean, you know, it's not like you don't have to ask the Pentagon to please tell us the truth because we don't need the Pentagon anymore. We can look in the sky and see spaceships. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting. This is something to be excited about. Like seriously, and the more we're excited and have love in our heart, like the faster we'll shift and get these technologies.
Oh yeah. You know. Well, I appreciate you, Raven.
Thank
you so
you.
much.
I love you guys all, and be sure to I hope you guys can follow me. I want you to all follow me. I'm going to go live on the 25th as I'm boarding the ship on the Groove Cruise. I'm not sure. I won't have signal the entire time because it's like 4 days. But yeah, find me on the 25th.
I predict on the cruise you're going to have some spaceships coming out of the ocean.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that because I already said that night on the 25th after I DJ, I'm running to the top deck. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to see. I know I'm going to see something because I feel like I've been led and this has unfolded so easily for me. Like there's definitely going to be something happening on board that ship and I'm so excited. And if you guys want to come on board to see me DJ in 2026, tickets go on sale December 17th. So I hope you guys can come see me, like literally, but you use a code real quick, a HEARTFAM, HEARTFAM to get your big discount. I really hope that you guys can all come and see me on 2026. So I love you guys. Listen, Starseeds, thank you because I know you're activated. I want to thank everybody. You're doing your job. We know what we're going to be doing. Do our list of gratitude each and every day. I go to sleep in gratitude. I wake up in gratitude. Just try to keep your energy stable and out of control dramas. That's how it's going to help us.
Out of drama,
no more control dramas. We're going to live it in love and just honor everybody's belief systems because we're all different. We all have a lot of different belief systems and we're going to do this. Thank you so much for letting me come on your show. I love you so much.
Same here. Same here. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody.
I love you too. Oh, thank you for your support. Love you guys.
And
Mwah.
thank you, Raven. And you're watching Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show of any show
Yes,
on the planet Earth. This is
it
where it's
is.
at.
This is
You know.
it, guys. This is where it's at, the real truth. All
Yeah,
right.
I
How do
appreciate
I
that.
end?
Thank you.
How do
I'll
I?
get you down.
Here we go.
I'll take you off the ship
Thank
here.
you.
Hold on a
Love
minute.
you.
And we're going to go some more interviews here. I'm going to be showing some more videos. As a matter of fact, as I'm sitting here, give me a moment. There's some other videos I'll be showing you tonight. These are actually from, they think everything's happening so quickly, you know, in terms of the sightings. There's a lot going on here. Let me just get back to this. And let me see here. There's some really weird stuff going on here. And I'll show you this, I think. This evidently, this is a new one. I don't have a date on this, but I'll be showing you this in a bit. Oh wow, this is crazy. Um, yeah, I'm going to show this one in just a little bit. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is going to blow you away. This next video is going to really, something's going on here, and you're going to see it. And let's see who else we got here. I hope the video doesn't get me in trouble here. Let's see. I'm going to bring up 999 I Want to Believe. And I'm going to go to 2 other people. Get in the queue if you want to share any information. If you're videotaping any of these objects, please let me know. We definitely, Guy says they have footage. Guy, if you get into the queue, we can talk about it. I'm going to follow you. Guy says he has footage. But I'm going to bring up some of the people that I have been hoping to bring up here. I have one guest, Michael T. Michael's a friend of the show. And again, if you have anything around the world happening right now, let us know. If you're outside and you're seeing some really interesting stuff, let us know on Encounters. Michael, welcome to Encounters.
Hello there. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're sounding great.
Okay, good. I talked to a hearing aid. I want to change things just a little bit, and I don't know if I can turn on my camera or not.
Let me see.
I don't see where I can.
Yeah, oh, not yet. You don't have enough followers, evidently, but that's all right.
Okay, good. I just wanted to say what happened to me about 6 months ago. I live in Indiana. I'm also retired from the Air Force and retired from the post office. I live in Yorktown, Indiana. About 6 months ago, about 4:30 in the morning, I woke up. I don't know why. We had the window blind up about 2 inches. So I woke up and looked outside, and it looked like a gray was standing there. Only had about 2 inches of blind up, so I could see its shoulders. I could see its neck. I couldn't see its face. So that kind of freaked me out just a little bit because it was standing really close to me.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
I got up, turned on the light in the bedroom, and got dressed. And I wish now that I would have just pulled the blind up, but I didn't. I went ahead and turned on the light, got on my clothes, and then turned off the light, and the thing was still there.
Really?
So
Now,
it was
go ahead.
it was still there. So what I did is I was wanting to go outside and approach it. So I go through the house, go out the garage door, and it's gone.
Really?
I walked all the way around the house. I walked everywhere, looked on the roof, looked everywhere. And then I came back inside and looked exactly where I was looking before, and it was definitely gone. It wasn't, what was there was not there anymore.
So it stayed there and
Uh,
observed you for a while, correct?
yes,
Okay.
it did. And then about a week later, it's, that freaked me out. I think I've been followed most all my life. I think I
Really?
was abducted up until the age of probably 13 was the last that I
Yeah.
saw of anything like that.
Do you
I've
think
seen a
that
lot
you
of
have?
things.
Do you think you have been implanted? Do you think that they implanted you, the Zeta?
I think they
That's what.
probably did because I can get around a radio, a small radio,
Mm,
like a box radio,
yeah.
and I affect it when I get around it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
I do believe maybe.
yeah. Tomorrow night, I'm going to do a show where I'm going to, for everyone watching this, I'm going to do implant removals on encounters on Tuesday night. I haven't made the video
Okay.
yet, but Tuesday night, if you seriously have been implanted by Zeta or anything like that by lower vibrational ETs, and tomorrow night, I'm going to do a show and take out implants. I do this
Yeah,
remotely with my hands. There's a whole story behind this. People see me
I've
do it.
watched
I've
you
died.
do it before.
Michael's watched me do it. I can take out implants with the palm of my hands. I can actually go in. No, I don't care if you're in Russia or Moscow. I don't care if you're in England or London. I don't care if you're in Denmark. I'm able to take out negative ET implants and destroy them with the palm of my hands. I've documented every one of these things on my YouTube channel where I have all my shows here. If you watch Astro Command Spaceship News, my YouTube channel, every one of the shows that I've done this on is documented. And everyone who's had implants taken out on my show that watches this show will tell you that I removed the implants and destroyed them. So I can actually take out implants. I didn't talk about it tonight. Tomorrow night is going to be a night where I'm going to help people. If you've had problems with negative ETs implanting you, I will take the implants out and destroy them. I guarantee it.
That would be
I'm not
nice.
kidding when I say this. Yeah, go ahead.
I will try to get back on tomorrow night. One more thing I wanted to say. Just about a week after that gray came to my house, I woke up again in the morning. Probably it's normally happens around 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, something like that. Something was in my room,
Mm-hmm.
and this time I just looked up, smiled, and lay back down. And I don't know if the thing is I'd say 8 foot tall, and it just walked by at the end of my bed and just disappeared.
Yeah.
And I know I
So,
wasn't dreaming.
no. And I
So
just want to, just let people know. People are asking me why do I take out the implants? When a lower vibrational being, which is what the Zeta are and what the reptilians are, and people tell you who have been implanted for educational purposes here, they are affected negatively. They have things happen to them that they don't. They have headaches. They have all kinds of things that are not good. When you're dealing with the star people, they will never ever implant a human being. Star people are totally different. They operate in a very high frequency of light. The negative ETs, even though they have spaceships and can travel, they operate in a third dimensional reality. Even though they're advanced, they have left the humanity out of their own beingness, which they used to have. And they're trying to implant people and abduct people, they used to, because that was their way of having hybrid children. It was to, abduct women and other people and even kids. And so when people are implanted, it is no good. So when I destroy the implants, there's a reason why I destroy them, because they're no good. It's not supposed to ever happen. No, nobody should be abducted or implanted by a negative ET and say, "Oh, it's just fine. Just take me up on your ship and do what you want to do." No, that's not good. So I take the implants out and I basically destroy them. And tomorrow night, you're going to see me do this right here on my live broadcast.
well, I want to thank you for bringing me up. I just wanted to tell my story. A lot of people think I'm
Yeah,
crazy, so
you're not
you
crazy.
know
I
they
love when
don't
people
want
say
to
that.
they don't want to listen to me.
No, no. The tides have turned. With all the sightings happening, the public wants to know the truth. People now are much more willing to hear a person that's been abducted by lower vibrational ETs and hear that story than they were 30 years ago. So you're in a good place. You're not crazy.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things over my lifetime. I'm 67 years old, so
Yeah.
I've seen orbs. I've seen how they've come to my house at another place I live down in Indianapolis. I've seen spaceships flying at nighttime. It
And when
had
you
to
saw
been
those
because it was.
spaceships, can you tell me, did you feel there was a difference with the Zeta that was observing you? And did you ever have other experiences with more positive encounters, or
I
was that
think
the only?
I think it was more of a positive because I drove a truck for the post office and hauled mail, and I
Yeah.
worked a lot of nights, and
Yeah.
I was around the airport in Indianapolis, not too
Hmm.
far, and
Yeah.
it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting sleepy, tired, and
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I saw two lights in the sky, and
Hmm.
those lights were coming towards us or towards me,
Yeah.
and then they switched places like it rolled in the sky.
Yeah.
And I tried to keep up with it. I wasn't scared or nothing. And
Yeah.
it kind of it woke me up actually, what it did.
Yeah.
And then it just went on. I tried to watch it in the mirrors, but I couldn't follow it.
Yeah.
And that was pretty wild.
Well, speaking of wild, you're going to see, folks, a video I'm going to show right now, my second video of the night here on Encounters. I'm going to show you a video of somebody who said these are UAPs that were being blanked down. I'm going to use the word blanked down in the sky. You're going to see this right now, and I suggest you hold your seats or whatever, because I'm showing you some really interesting stuff here. Hey, Patty, we're doing good with the apple cider. Michael, I want to thank you for your service in the Air Force and your
Thank
stories.
you.
I appreciate you very much, and I'm following you too.
Okay, thank you very much.
We appreciate you and everyone. Michael, former Air Force person, right here on Encounters. Let me do this here, and I'm going to show you another broadcast video. Let me turn the lights out here, and you're going to see a video now that is not going to be shown on CNN or NBC or ABC or any of those stations. And I want to say this is for entertainment purposes only, what I'm going to show you, but it's going to blow your mind. All right? And you can take what you want from it. And this video, let me just get in here. Hold on a minute. Let me turn the light out. Getting ready to show you another. I'm about disclosure, and we're going to have disclosure. Let me just do this here. Hold on a minute. Gotta change the setting here. Flip the camera. Almost ready. Okay. When you watch this, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Okay. This is for entertainment purposes only. This just happened the other night. Watch the video. I'm sorry it's not, it's as best as I can do for you here. For entertainment purposes only. This is the second video of the night. And you can have opinions on it. We'd love to hear opinions on this for entertainment purposes only. And watch what's going to happen here. It's for entertainment purposes only. Now, this is stuff you're not seeing. Nope, not flares. Nope, this thing is coming out of the sky. They're coming out of the sky like one object. For entertainment purposes only. For entertainment purposes only. What did you just see here? What just happened? You're not going to see this on ABC Good Morning America. And in my opinion, what just happened, I'm going to say the opinion. Watch this again. If you're not watching my live right now, you're missing this on Encounters. Watch this again for entertainment purposes only. In my opinion, something struck one of these extraterrestrial craft for entertainment purposes only. Watch this. I watched this video. I've analyzed this video. Watch what's going to happen here. This is for entertainment purposes only. Yes, they're coming out of a Stargate. This is not flares, not balloons. Okay? I'll be posting this on my main page. Yep, I'm going to post this on my main page. This is wrong. I'm going to be posting this on my TikTok page here for entertainment purposes. And just so everybody gets the idea what's happening here, the space people aren't the problem. The star people aren't the problem. From my opinion, the star people are never the problem. Okay? The star people are not the problem, brothers and sisters. Okay, for entertainment purposes only. Okay, let me go back to my. I'll be posting this. Let me see here. Let me get back to. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, I just showed you. Okay, that video has not been seen by anybody on social media. No one's seen that video. It's the first time I'm broadcasting it on the planet for you to see this. This video was taken, I think, within the last 24 hours. And these things were ships coming out of probably a portal into the earth, and I'll say for entertainment purposes only, in my opinion, I think we were involved, and I'll put it that way. We were involved in trying to take them down. That's my opinion. So I'm just using the word opinion, but I'm going to get the truth out to you folks. I'm going to get the truth on this show out to you and show you video. And every night I'm going to show you at least a couple of videos, if I one or two or three, that actually will make some impact to the people here watching. Okay? I want you to know the truth. Sigma, yes, can it come up? Yes, you certainly can. Let me bring you up here. Let me go backwards. How come I can't? Here, I'm going to follow you. And let's see here. Nessie, we're going to bring Nessie up. We'll get to everybody here tonight. We'll be here till 12:45 a.m. on the East Coast.
Hi.
This is Encounters. Hey, how you doing, Nessie?
Hi, how are you? How's everyone doing?
We're doing well. I hope you're doing well too. Can you come on camera?
Actually, I'm in the dark. I just got out of work.
Are you in the dark out of work? You
Yeah,
don't have a light?
not at the moment.
Okay, we'll be okay. So tell
Okay,
us,
so
you
back,
just saw this footage here. No, you just saw the footage. What do you think? What do you want to share with us tonight on Encounters?
well, I've been following your page on and off because I've made like different pages and stuff because I've gotten banned for no reason at all. But
Oh,
I experienced something, but back in 2017.
mm-hmm,
And it's something that will always stick with me, and I know many people won't believe it, but I know what I saw and I know what I went through.
mm-hmm,
Back in 2017, it was like 2 a.m. and I was sleeping. So when I was sleeping, I had like I don't know, I just felt like empty in a way, and
mm-hmm,
my
mm-hmm.
body lifted outside of my body.
Oh, wow.
So my body came out of my body. It's weird to say it came out, but I levitated up in the air
Mm-hmm.
and I shifted to the left and I stood in front of my mirror. My closets were mirrors.
Oh, wow.
So I shifted to the left and I ended up standing but not touching the floor. And I
Mm-hmm,
look back. First, I'm looking at myself, but I'm kind of like moving back and forth, looking at myself in the mirror. But in the mirror, I noticed my body's still laying down in the back.
oh, wow.
So my body was still on my bed. And I kind of looked back and I looked in the mirror like, is this really happening?
Mm-hmm,
So what ended up happening is the more I stared at myself in the mirror, the more I started shaking back and forth. I ended up levitating. Like I still remember this and it still gives me like, I still get like, oh my God. So I lifted up, like my body lifted into the air and I went into my body. Now, the only problem with that, I didn't go into my body correctly. My head was at
really?
my feet and my feet was at my head.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good. So when I realized that and I noticed that my head was at my feet, I looked at my body lifted it shifted, it spun around, and it went back into my body,
Right.
and I gasped. Like I was like, like I
Right.
ended
You
up,
did a correction on your physical
I
body when you
did a
asked to
correct,
travel back
right.
in.
I
Yeah.
ended up going back
Interesting.
the way my body should have been. Right.
Wow.
So in
That's
that
crazy.
moment, I don't know, but I was able to see through my wall.
Hmm.
So I live in a building, so I was able to see to the other building. So in the corner of the other building towards the top right, I
Hmm.
saw a figure of an alien head and an alien hand.
So you saw an ET head and ET hand. What did it look like, the head?
It was like a shadow against the concrete,
Really interesting.
but through my wall. My door wasn't open. It was like 2 something in the morning.
Oh, wow.
There was no doors open. I don't keep my doors open, but it
You keep
was
them closed. Yeah.
right. It was on the other building, but I can see through my wall for some reason.
Yeah.
On the top right corner, I saw like the figure of an alien face looking inside with the, like, I guess the right arm, and then
Yeah.
it just kind of slipped back, like it
Oh,
was
wow.
gone. And then I don't know what happened after that. It was like everything just
Wow.
kind of diminished. Yeah.
Interesting story. I'll tell you. That's
Yeah,
something
it's
I've never
something
heard
like
of.
like I'm telling you now, and I'm literally shaking.
Well, because you experienced it, of course.
Yeah,
And
I
and
know.
also just to let people know, we've hit 101,000 likes so far. Everybody follow me. If you're not following me, I don't mention that
Yes, I'm
enough.
following you already.
Everyone press the follow button if you're new here. And as I interview people, I'll follow you back as well. So yeah, we definitely appreciate everybody here. This is, if you're new to the show, this show is number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media. This is a clearinghouse with all the stuff going on here right now that I never thought at the beginning we'd be dealing with it, but we are, and people are coming forward, messaging me with video. This is a place you can trust for real information, honest information. I'm a contactee. I've had contact with the space people when I was a kid, so I'm the real deal. And I'm also, my background news media and broadcasting, and I'm on a NPR radio station when I'm not doing this. So my vested interest is to disclose the stuff, to get the truth out, what the corporate media is not doing, in my opinion, and to tell you what's really going on here. We need to have that point. And I want people to come forward here, tell people that are on TikTok that are recording stuff about the show, let them know we're here for them. We want to hear their stories, what they're recording. They need to have a voice for their video footage. This is the place where they can come. All right.
Yep.
Hey, I
Thank
appreciate your
you.
story.
Yeah, thank you for having me on panel. So I have the whole view of New York City. So I
Yeah.
have seen a couple of like things, but I'm not sure if it's like a plane or
Yeah. New
orbs.
York.
I do
Yeah.
have videos, but I'm not sure what they are.
I
It's
did
a
play. I
confusion
did
right
play some
now.
videos from the New York area of
Yeah.
a massive amount of, like almost like these ships were together, or one ship with a see through to it. I played it the other night, and I'm telling you, I think you're going to see, as we get into 2025, everybody. I think you're going to see ships uncloaking over cities. I think
So,
you're going to see
so what do you think
mass.
about now? Like now, right now, it's like extremely foggy and cloudy. Are we
Yeah.
able to see anything through that, you think? It's
If
extremely
if
foggy.
if they want you to see them, they'll come out. If they
Okay.
wanted to decloak their ships in a cloudy night with fog, they can come out in a nanosecond. It's
Okay.
that easy.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Thank
the
you for
ships can
having me
definitely
on
come out.
panel.
Hey, I appreciate you coming up on the panel, and we're going to definitely hear everybody. We're going to give everybody the voice of disclosure is encounters, and we want this to be a place, because the media is not going to let you come on here. They don't. The only thing I see on the commercial media stations on news is people that they have on talking about they want to get answers about drones. They're not talking about spaceships or people from other planets, which they should be talking about, but they're not, and that's one of the problems here. So let me get in here. We're going to bring up, I think West Tone will be next. I'm going to do this here. Then Anti Magna, I think it's Maga, I think it is, and then we'll bring up 999. I want to believe. And West Tones is our next guest here on Encounters. This is the number one spiritual talk show nightly here on
Hello.
this social media. Hey, West Tones, welcome.
How are you, sir?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. I appreciate you having me on here.
We appreciate you too. And can you tell us what's happening and where are you located?
I'm a deal from Tennessee.
Okay, great. Good to have you with us in Tennessee. And
And
what's going on that you want to share with the world here in terms of what's going on right now?
I believe I have something that could change a lot of people's minds and change a lot of people's persona on what's going on here in the skies.
Have you seen anything yourself?
Yes, other night I looked up and I saw a bright light, a shimmering light flying through the sky very fast. I couldn't really uh, picture what it was. It was moving so fast I couldn't figure out what it was.
And what did it look like? Because I'm asking people very specific things. Some people are now seeing what they call plasma type craft. Other people seeing red objects. Other people are seeing they saw in New Jersey these what looked to be a drone as big as an SUV or a bus. What did the color of the things look like? Can you explain that to our audience?
It looked like the red, white, and the green.
Okay, okay.
And
And go ahead.
and I have a theory on these flying objects we're seeing here.
Right. So your theory, and when we get into it again, everyone has an opinion, and we accept all the opinions. For me, I'm a contactee, so I know that there are actual spaceships that are coming to Earth that are here now that are cloaked. So I'm just going to give you that information, and then I want to hear what you think is happening where you are, what you think is happening, what part of this thing might be. What's your opinion on that?
I feel like if one of these UFOs or unidentified flying objects was to crash or it was to smack into something, 5 Mexicans would pop out of it.
Okay, that's it. That's it. You had a chance to be on here for the right reasons, and you just lost that chance, man. You're blocked. Bye.
Suck it.
There's always got to be one. Always got to be one person. I knew this person was trouble, but I blocked him so he can never watch the show again. You see, that's the problem with these trolls. But we did block him. Okay? That's the one thing. I knew he was going there just by his voice. I knew there was something happening there. And that only happens once in a while on this show. So, I'm pretty quick with the button here. I had a feeling. We're going to move on. Let's see. I'm going to take a look here. Again, you have to be over 18. If you want to be on the show, no trolls. I'll take you right off the show like I just did now. No kids on the show. No smoking, no vaping on the show, no drinking, no drunks, no politics, no paranormal discussion, and no religion. And when the spaceship comes and lands wherever he is, he's going to freak out. Guaranteed. So let's see. I'm going to bring Anti-MAGA on here next. I got a bunch of folks here. We'll get to everybody, I promise you. And
Hey,
Anti-MAGA, Anti-Left, we're doing good. You sound like you're more mature than the last one.
I hate extremism on either side, but we're not talking politics.
We're
Anyways,
not
that
talking
being
politics at all
said,
here.
exactly. I was going to say I'm a former manager at a global U.S. airline here, and
Oh,
having worked at an airline for 12 years, and I was in the banking industry too. Getting to know flight attendants, ground crew, and especially pilots. And
yeah.
all my conversations with pilots, you have all the. I made a video about this too in my video history there in my library. But I will say, having talks with pilots at Delta I should say Delta, talking to transatlantic, trans-Pacific pilots, just the ordinary, mundane, day-to-day operations and stuff, but also talking to them about things that they see over the ocean and weird things that they see. There's always one common theme that most current pilots will not actively or come out and tell you because they risk losing their license because they can't be flying 100 people, 200, 300 people in a plane and saying that they're seeing something that is non-human or a thing or technology that is not of this earth and fly these people around safely. So they can't openly talk about this. That's the reason why sometimes you will see more retired pilots come out and talk because they don't care because they don't fly anymore. But current pilots telling me that they're seeing things when they cross the Pacific and the Atlantic. They're in our oceans. That's where they are. Most of them, I mean, these things are in our oceans. I mean, and
Absolutely.
think about it, it's the perfect place for them to hide.
It's the
And
oceans.
they're seeing things, orbs, UFOs coming in and out of our oceans, going at speeds that can't be replicated by any human technology. They're seeing these things. And it's always the same story over again that there's either an odd shaped metallic or odd looking shaped vessel or a colorful one that basically comes in and out of the ocean, jumps right up into the atmosphere within seconds or less than a second, and they're seeing this stuff when they're
Yeah.
crossing our oceans. And I would challenge anyone listening here, if you know of any retired, I mean, you can't really ask current pilots, but if you
Right.
know of any retired pilots, that have them openly talk about it. I mean, I'm sure that they will have seen something or seen
I'm
stuff up
gonna.
there.
It's funny you say that. On the show tonight, if I get to it, I'm playing the audio from pilots just a few nights ago out on the coast of the
Yeah,
Pacific
yeah, I heard that
that
one
did
too.
that they went public. That thing went public, and they went and their control people said something like, "Oh, this is something common." They were saying that there was a big spaceship coming towards them,
Yeah,
right towards their airline
yep.
thing. I'm going to play that audio a little bit later, or if not tonight, tomorrow night.
Host,
But
are you aware of the famous Korean Air flight that was crossing over to Seoul, and it was over Alaska, and they were like over Fairbanks area, and they have a
yeah,
big Air Force base up there, and they
yeah,
were watching this thing on radar. I mean, that was
yeah,
one of the most famous incidents, and the whole thing is recorded on ATC,
that's right.
basically of this Korean Air cargo jet basically being followed and being I mean this huge ship basically
I
harassing the ship or
and I saw the documentary on that on one of the
yep,
history channels or something. Yeah,
yep,
it was amazing, amazing
yep. I mean,
story.
but there is live ATC, but I'm going to leave here in a second. But I just wanted to say this also: the people who think that there's a dirty bomb or something like that in suspecting of something
For
being
entertainment
in the
purposes only.
yeah, and for entertainment purposes anyway.
You gotta be careful.
Of them looking for something of radioactive nature. I'm sorry that these things are being seen all over the world. Arizona. I mean, did you see the one out of Arizona last night or the night before on December
I'm
14th?
okay. So here's my take on that. I played the video. I think I played it on here. Is that I think that drone was somebody's private drone that was trying to get a close up of the thing, and because the energy of the ship or the extraterrestrial craft affected the electronics, the thing dropped out of the
Yeah.
sky. It
Well,
wasn't
if you saw the orb slightly moves up to meet this thing, it's going down on I mean this
right.
this drone is going down close to it. I'm thinking it's U.S. military tech because there's another drone on the lower part of the screen watching it. If you go back and look at the video from Arizona,
Yeah, yeah,
there's a drone beneath there too, and it's looking up at the other one, evaluating it as the other drone comes in to basically
yeah.
survey it. So I mean, I don't know, but anyways, it's
Right.
just things
So
that's fascinating.
yeah, so the orb type thing is definitely space oriented. The other thing is Earth based. That was
Yeah,
coming up to it. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I appreciate being here. I'm
not a
following you. I
problem.
hope you're going to follow our show.
Yeah,
We're
I
on
do.
here at 11 o'clock at night, and I'm following you back now. So we're now friends. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, brother. Thank you for coming up here. You're watching Encounters. And again, you have to be over 18. No kids on the show. If you are a kid and you start fooling around and try to come up here, we'll take you out in 2 seconds. Let me see here. I'm going to bring it up now. This is so many people to bring up. I'm going to bring up 991 to believe. I've been trying to get him up. Here we go.
Hey, how are you doing
Hey,
tonight, Commander?
pretty good, brother. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. So recently, the last 2 or 3 days, I've been seeing these things outside of my house. Drones, obviously, for entertainment purposes, but also orbs. I've encountered a number of them. I'd say roughly 10 to 12. And they've just been hovering over my neighborhood, specifically coming from the neighborhood right behind mine, or like
Yeah.
right in front of mine, and following to the one behind. So I posted them on my page. I don't have enough followers, so I can't pull it up. I'll just email you it. But what I had noticed was these things communicate with each other, and mind you, these are orbs.
Right, the orbs.
It's the light orbs that people have been seeing
Hmm.
and mixed in with the drone sightings. And yeah, it's interesting because what happened was there were initially I'd seen two, and they were pretty much hovering right next to each other with a little bit of distance in between, and the one on the left started flickering, and it starts to so it was weird. So they were they were floating up in the air, and the one
Yeah.
on the left starts to lower itself, and
Hmm.
it seems like the other one was like waiting for something. And what I noticed was the one on the left starts flickering, and
Wow.
as it's flickering, it starts to turn into two. Like it turned from one orb into two orbs, and
Oh wow.
then third one just came up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. And like beforehand, like I was gonna go inside because it was getting cold out, and like as I was turning, I seen an orb fly up, like it was like pretty much lined up with my neighbor's like pine tree. Like I noticed like it almost like looked like it was a shooting star, but it was no shooting star because it was low enough where it's not a shooting star. It almost looked like it was getting ready to go up into the atmosphere. So
Yeah.
that caught my attention, and I seen those three. But following the three, I had seen two more. They just appeared up out of nowhere, and they went
Hmm.
between my neighbor's house right across the street from mine, all the way to
Hmm.
my house, like between my neighbor's house and my house on my side of the street.
Oh wow.
So I thought they were going to continue, the pathway that most, aerial craft have gone past the tree lines into the city that I live outside of. But these
Yeah.
things stopped, and the one was about 60 feet. Because the one was trying to hide behind the tree line, while the other one was just hovering over my neighbor's backyard.
Yeah.
And the one that was up in the tree line, it was probably about 100 feet up in the air,
Hmm.
because it definitely had distance between the one closer to me. So what I
Wow.
noticed was the one that was further away past the tree lines, it starts flickering really fast.
Oh
And
wow.
like as it's flickering, it moves toward, and I have it all on video too. You see
Oh
it,
good.
I see it move back towards the one that was closest to me, and then it skips a distance really fast back
Hmm.
to where it was. And these things just kept, like, the one on the left was just like seeming like it was communicating, and you hear me in the video, and you hear me say it looks like they're communicating with each other, because if you see how the movement was on this, and the
Yeah.
lights flickering, it like the best way I can describe it is like Morse code. And I know in the past we've had these entities contact us through Morse code, specifically when they
Yeah.
were talking about the Grays. I
Oh
think it was the
absolutely.
2009 crop circle. But these things were like communicating. And then
Yeah.
later on in the night, I seen a what looked like a plane flying ahead, like over top my house. It was obviously like it was at a regular distance that a normal plane would be, but there was an orb in front of it, and the orb gained distance really
Can you
fast.
can
But
you
there
send
was
me the
another
video?
orb that was right next, that was like following this plane. Like it was trying to stay in the same position, but
Yeah.
further away from it. And
Yeah.
it was really interesting to see.
Can you send me the video that you have?
Yeah,
Can you email the video? Just email it
yeah.
to me and I'll review the
Yeah, I'll
video and
send. I've
might
got a lot of them, and like they ended up showing up the next day after that, and then the day beforehand, before I seen all those encounters,
Hmm.
like all those
Yeah.
orbs show up. I had done some. I was meditating, trying to awaken like do the Kundalini awakening process, and like as I'm meditating, something like connected with me and told me that I was gonna see stuff the next day. I don't know if I connected with a higher like conscious being, but I was
It sounds like you are, it sounds like he is, folks, Well, I'm
because
gonna try to get to everybody here. I'm gonna
yeah,
let
you're
six
good. You're
people.
good. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah. I appreciate that, and I promise everybody I'm going to get to them before 1 o'clock.
For
So
sure.
I'm going to. I thank you for coming up here, man. I'll look
No
forward to the
worries. No
video.
worries. I'll email you those videos.
Okay. I want to believe. I want to thank them, everybody. We're going to go to our next guest. I'm going to select people randomly here. Let me see. Who am I going to bring in next here? We got Raindrop. We got Captain Trips. Simply T. B. I'm going to do Doggone Pax. And then I'll get to the other people on the show here.
Hello.
Watching Encounters. Hey, welcome
Thank
to the
you
show.
so much
Welcome
for
to
letting me
Encounters.
up, man. How are you?
I appreciate you. I'm doing well. And what's your name and where you're from?
My name is Alex. I'm from Texas. I was originally from Detroit, but I'm down here in Texas now.
Oh, great.
Um,
And so let's go right into it. All this crazy stuff going on with the
Dude, I got
spaceships and everything
crazier than you can ever imagine, bro. The last couple of days have been nuts. First off, you can go on my page and you can see I got orb video that was pretty nuts.
Can you come on camera? Can you bring yourself on camera?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Hold on one sec. Let me. I gotta remember how to do that. There we go.
Yeah, you press that. And
Man, my hair looks ridiculous. Don't make fun of me, guys.
Don't worry about it. You know, we're not in. You know, you're good. You're good. I'm not
What's
even
up,
worried
guys?
about what my hair looks like. But
Right.
so you're in Texas. Let's get into what's happening. You know, we all know that there's stuff happening. The government can't stop it. The Pentagon can't stop what's happening. People are recording stuff.
This guy came. He messaged me. Okay, I'll tell you guys the story as quick as I can and as detailed as I can. I get a message from this guy, and he says, "Do you know the doggone people?" And I said, "No, that's just my company name. I liked it. I used to have a company called Doggone Deer Processing, so I named my other company Doggone." And then he didn't message me again. But then I saw videos come out from him, and he says he's an alien. And he has like 5 videos out right now on a page that he took over from some guy. And then when people blocked him on that page and he took over another page, he was on a live that I was in, and he shut down the guy who was hosting the live. He shut down his phone, shut it off, kept the live going. Yeah, shut his phone off. Told everybody that what he did and that the live was going. Then the guy comes back and he's like, I don't know how. He's like, my phone shut off, and then I got back on and it brought me right into the live again. And I mean, and then the guy got banned, the live got banned because he was saying that, oh, this guy's an alien. And so they banned his live and he was suspended for 7 days. And this guy sends a message to him, which he showed everybody. And he said, give me a few minutes. And within a few minutes, this guy was back on live. And he was like, I don't even know how this is possible. He had showed screenshots of the 7-day.
The guy who was an ET had the ability to bring him back on his live.
He had the ability to go into people's phones. He shut off people's phones. In the stories that he told, the information that he had, I mean, the videos are still up. His name is In the Now, or The Now is what he went by. But he literally would just take over someone's account that had 500 or 1,000 followers, change their stuff, get rid of their videos, and then like go on to lives. And he did it with 3 different accounts.
You don't think it was a hacker? Someone's asking if it was somebody hacking.
Dude, I don't think so, because the stuff that this guy said, unless he's like a religious, ancient studying, I don't know. I mean, if you just watch the guy's videos, it blew my mind. And the stuff he talked about, he brought up an experiment that he said that their people just proved the existence of God over 200,000 years ago when they found the God essence. And then when they saw a huge spike of God essence 2,000 years ago on this planet, and they came here as fast as they can with like 6 other races, and they got here like in 112 years or something.
So he was talking about the history of how he came here.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and he was talking about the McDougall experiment that proved like 7% missing body mass when you die, and how that's your soul, and how the reason that all the races and aliens are here is because there's so many fallen angels and angels here that they are here to witness he says we're the prize of the universe. We're the only thing in the universe that carries so much God essence within us. It was just, I mean, I know I sound crazy, guys. I'm not a crazy person.
Nobody's, all my guests for the last 2 years say, I know I sound, do you know that 30 years ago, maybe, now the reason why we have a show like this and I'm in the media at NPR radio is because now it is really acceptable. Now, look, with all the stuff going on in the skies above us, spaceships and all kinds of stuff, I think the world is going to be in for a big shakeup. And
I agree.
We're all going to
witness it. He said too. He said that that this has been something that everyone's been waiting for thousands of years, and that he talked about China. He talked about the possible, boom that's lost in the area, and that, I mean, he talked about quantum locking. The technology that he knew and the stuff that he knew was just unbelievable.
Yeah. So I can tell you as you watch my show, I've revealed it before, and the reason why we have a thing called Saturday nights, it's Ashtar Command Night. And have you heard about the Ashtar Command? Do you know what that is?
He said that there's no Galactic Federation, there's no Ashtar Command, there's no 12 ancients.
Well, he's wrong about that. He's wrong about that. There is an Ashtar Command. I have a friend in Vermont who's been taken on a ship over 100 times. I've interviewed her. She's a dear friend of mine up in Vermont. She works and I work with what is called the Ashtar Command. They are Christed beings of light. They do exist. So his information on that is incorrect.
Yeah, I don't
Absolutely
know.
incorrect.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm just sharing with you a little bit of another part of the thing.
You know, anecdotal experience with somebody you know compared to like somebody who seems to be. But anyways, it seems like he got unalived on alive. Like, and then he was saying, I'm getting hunted. And then he said he had a dead man switch, and now all these new videos are popping up from him. But I don't know. Just check out In the Now and the Now. You guys, it'll blow your mind. It absolutely.
And I'm sure it will. And it's another aspect of the whole galactic thing. No one person should be idolized at all. One of the things I'm here to bust the matrix, not support it. So that's
it was just wild. It was one of those things that when I heard it, I was like, okay, that resonated as truth. I didn't expect that. That's the whole thing. Is I was like, I was trying to like disprove it in my head the whole time, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the more he said, the more he talked about. But he was really big on Yeshua. He said that he's a part of a race where he broke away, and because they believe in Yeshua and they believe that that he was the Son of God, and that's the only way to get out of the physical world is if you have.
Well, the truth is, in truth, from the Ashtar Command perspective, we're all sons and daughters of God, no matter what planet we come from.
That's what he said.
So that's basically, from Ashtar Command, they come from the highest levels of light. And I'll get into that Saturday night if you watch me Saturday night.
And there was a lot of things, too, that he would say, that doesn't exist, it's called this. Or he'd say, that doesn't exist. And then later he'd be like, you called it this, but it's actually called this.
Yeah.
You guys don't have a word for that. So he might have said, no, Ashtar Command doesn't, you know what I mean? But he might have, I just didn't.
He might have misunderstood. Yeah.
But
hey, man, I appreciate you coming up here and sharing another aspect of all the crazy stuff we're going through.
In the Now, it will not disappoint. If it's fake, it's the best fake in the world.
Remember, keep your eyes to the skies now because things are happening. All right?
Yeah, dude, the orb I got on my page, which I'll send it to you if you want. I can send you the original video. Unbelievable, dude. You can see the spinning rings. You can see the light shooting off. It's beautiful.
Send the video. You got my email. Send it to me on email. I'll download it.
Yes, sir.
And we might just add it on to our big page here, too.
Beautiful. Thank you so much,
I appreciate you.
Yep, you have a good one.
All right, take care. All right, we're going to get some more people in here. Let me just do this. We'll take them off the ship of the command here on this show. Let's see, who else am I bringing up here? So many people, so many beautiful people. Let's see here. I think we're going to go to Captain, Simply T. Simply T, and then we're going to go to the other two people. If you're interested in being in the queue, we're down to two more people. We'll try to get to everybody. If you're having experiences with the spaceships and you're videotaping stuff around the world, we want to definitely know your story. Get into the queue, the multi-guest option. Simply T, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
We're doing well. What's happening now? What's happening tonight?
Listen, I just wanted to say it's so much going on, especially over the last month or so, right?
Yeah.
It's been interesting.
Can you bring your camera on? Are you able to go on camera like our other guests?
Right. Yeah, unfortunately right now I can't because I'm actually working.
Okay, go ahead.
But what I will say is that, I agree with you because you and I have spoken before, and I've had my experiences on a ship. So the ship that I was actually on had a council on that ship. So these councils do exist, and I want to remind people because we're going through a period, and I keep seeing people slap Project Blue Beam. Guys, not everything's Blue Beam.
No,
They're going to be
actually, the blue beam thing doesn't exist. It's actually a green bean. It's a red bean. It all could be a rainbow bean. What I'm trying to say is, folks, stop with the blue beam. Somebody years ago on the internet started the blue beam, and in my opinion, and I'm going to say it that way, it does not exist. What exists is what's right now. What's happening now is not a blue beam, not a holographic image. Real things are happening on so many levels that it might boggle your mind, but it's not a blue beam. And it's not even a test crash dummy. So let's put that out of the way. It's not even swamp gas. So let's throw that out the window. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's so it's there's multiple things that's going on at the same time, and multiple things can be true at the same time. Because I feel like a lot of people are not going to be mentally prepared for this stuff as it's coming out. We haven't even reached the tip of the iceberg yet, at all.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
all.
I mean, as we're talking, there's like I have so much stuff here video wise, and coming out of Colorado. Colorado's got major events that happened. Multiple red orbs being seen over Denver, Colorado in the last 24 hours.
Mhm.
It's crazy the stuff that's happening right now, and I might show that video. Now it's not it's okay video, but it's something that I'll show before this night's over. But continue on. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, because I just want to warn people because I foresee this happening where you have things being made to look like everything that's being experienced is it's all the big GOV for entertainment purposes doing it when that's not the case. So you have a lot of people that's going to sweep the validity of these things happening under the rug because they're just going to say, "Oh, it's Project Air quotes Blue Beam. All of this is fake.
Whatever.
Everything
Yeah.
is reverse
Right.
engineered." And
Right.
guys, some of you guys don't know me from a can of paint. Some of you guys do know me. These are authentic experiences that we're having. Just like the person up here that was talking about astral traveling and
Right.
being out of the out of body experiences. Yes, that's a real thing too. Go. I mean, if you don't take my word for it, go look up the gateway experience. Go look up what remote viewers are. So these things have been happening. They're going to continue to happen, and we just need to do our research and be unbiased about it because I think that that's where I feel like they're failing
Right.
humanity is by not being honest about what they know about. They're not being honest, and they're going to make for a situation where people mentally are not going to be okay once everything is brought out to the public. And I'm no longer relying on them to give full disclosure. We have to remember they were told to give us full disclosure for a reason. Ask
Right.
yourself, especially those of us that have worked in the medical communities, those of us that specialize in psych, can probably tell you why they told, hey, give them full disclosure. And it might be best if it comes from you guys rather than us,
Right.
because you get what I'm saying. So people keep saying, well, what are they waiting for? And then, Commander, I also wanted to bring to your attention: are you aware of the nuclear weapons, for entertainment purposes only, that have gone missing?
I won't get into that, but I will put it this way: that the space people that I work with, everybody, and I do work with the space people. I'm a star seed. What does that mean? Defining it for people I don't assume everybody knows that. I had Earth-based parents. I came from off planet as a child, and I'm fully activated. I am human. I did everything a kid can do. Went to high school, junior high school, did all the stuff I did. Graduated, all that stuff. Went to college or whatever. I did all that stuff. I played soccer and run track for a little bit when I was in high school. So I've done all the earth-based things. But as I got older, I woke up, meaning I am not from this world in a sense. I am human and might confuse people, but if you can understand what a star seed is, I would use that definition for myself because a star seed is somebody that came here on purpose to experience Earth life, and that's what I did. Star child, star seed, that kind of thing. But yeah, but in terms of the nuclear things, I will say for entertainment purposes that the reason why there have been non-terrestrial spaceships over military bases and Air Force bases, including Wright-Patterson. I'll be playing something tomorrow night. I think it's an audio transmission at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base where they have objects over the base. This was in the last 48 hours. I believe in the last 48 to 72 hours, there have been objects over Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And I will find the video that I have on that with the audio, and I'll play the audio for you. So we're here to divulge the truth. I know about the whole nuclear thing. And we're going to, and I think part of it, not only that we're supposed to be contacted, and this is the time that we're going to be contacted, but now they're dealing with the whole Earth-based thing with these things you're talking about, simply that are going to be monitored, and they'll be neutralized if they are to be even attempted to be used. for entertainment purposes only. That is my opinion.
Oh, I agree with you there. And a lot of people don't realize that if it hadn't been for these higher beings, and for a lot of us, again, for entertainment purposes only, they are family. I often tell people I'm in the Galactic Foreign Exchange Program. Um, but with that being said, it's so much going on. Those of us that, you have people that have military experience, me included, would be happy to tell you that, this that's going on doesn't even sound right. You have military installations. You have ships on the water, Coast Guard ships, and they're allowing them to fly over them without bringing them down.
Right.
Does that make
Right.
does that even make sense to you guys? Like, think about it. No, absolutely not. That doesn't make
Now,
any sense whatsoever.
and we talked about it. I'm going to try to get all these people on before my show's over tonight, but we'll stop there for now. But we'll continue on with that tomorrow night too.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And guys, have a great night.
I appreciate you too. You've been great, and I'm going to try to get everybody on and give equal time. So simply, I appreciate you always coming on here. You're a great guest, and I appreciate your information. Now we're going to bring on this other person. And let's see, Captain, you only have, I think I'm not sure how they're going to get on. They only have like 2. We'll see. Maybe TikTok changed it because they only have like 2 followers, I think. That's really weird. Hey, Captain, welcome to the show. Are you with us? Hello? Okay, I guess they're not with us. Let me take them down. We'll find out who the next person is. I'm going to randomly pick Lynn. Lynn's our next guest. If you come on camera, Lynn. Lynn just disappeared. All right, and again, you have to be over 18. No trolls. If you're a troll, we'll take you down in 2 minutes. I'll know it by the sound of your voice and how you're speaking. No kids on the show. No foul language or cursing. No paranormal discussion. No politics. No religion. And let me see here. Game Wizard. Let's bring that person up and see what happens here. Well, they seem to have disappeared. Again, if you seriously want to be a guest on the show, no cursing, no foul language, no drugs, no drinking, no smoking on the show, no kids, no paranormal discussion, politics, or religion. And if you are a troll, I will knock you right out of here. So let's see. And I'm going to bring Franny2323 up. Franny, we'll see what happens with Franny. You're watching Encounters Around the World. Welcome. Hey, Franny, welcome to Encounters.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you for bringing me up. I just wanted to share a story about an experience I had about maybe 3-4 years ago, and up to this day, I mean, I haven't forgotten that.
Can you bring yourself on camera, or is that an impossibility?
To come on camera. Let me see. Hold on one second.
Yeah, you press the camera and then press save. You'll see a little camera icon. Yeah. You'll see it. It'll make you go right live.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a camera there. There's the microphone. It has a little line in it. You press it, unlock it, and then you save it. We help everybody here.
I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, don't worry about it too much. But
okay.
Tell us about what you want to say.
Yeah, the experience I had about 3 or 4 years ago. I remember I had to go to Long Island. It was late at night. It was like about midnight, and I came from work and I had to go pick up a family member that came from Florida, was staying in Long Island. So I had to go pick her up and bring her to my house. I live in New York City. So my sister was here at the time, and I asked my sister if she could keep me company. It's a long ride from New York to Long Island, where I was heading to. So anyway, she said, yeah. I was happy, she was keeping me company. I didn't have to go by myself. So I set the GPS, right? Yeah. Now I'm on the Long Island Expressway.
Yeah.
Somehow, because I started to think about this days later, I started to analyze the whole thing. But somehow the GPS got me out of the Long Island Expressway and got me into the McCarthy Airport in Long Island.
Wow.
So there was nobody there. I didn't see no person walking, no vehicles, nothing. It was just my car in there. I got lost inside the McCarthy. I don't know how I wind up there from the Long
Yes.
Island Expressway into McCarthy Airport. Anyway,
Wow.
I'm waiting. I remember I was waiting at a red light, and waiting at a red light, I hear a male voice on my right ear that said, "Look up." So when
Really?
I went closer to the dashboard like that, and I incline and I'm looking up, I see uh it's like a UFO, let's say, but in a triangle, and it was
A triangular.
a triangle, yes, a ship
Yeah.
of a triangle in pure white. I mean, it was
Oh, wow.
beautiful, bright white, and then I could see lots of color lights underneath it. Like the green was very vibrant, red. I mean, all colors. They were there. It was beautiful. And it was flying very low, silent, no noise at all. And then very low, it was flying. But as it was going above this big building to my right hand side, that's when I started noticing that you can't see it. It's gonna because it's going right over this tall building. So that's
Yes.
when I said rapidly. I said real quick, "Look up, look up, look up." I'm telling my sister, "Look up, look up." And
Right.
she looked up. She said, "Oh my gosh." She said, "What the F is that?" I said,
Yes.
"I don't know, but I heard a male voice and it said, 'Look up.'"
And when you heard the male voice, again, I had that happen to me back in the 80s when I was DJing in a club doing reggae music, like roots music. As before I went out of the door, I heard an English voice say, "Look up." When I went outside the door, I saw a massive spaceship about 2 football fields in length in Naugatuck, Connecticut, in the Connecticut River Valley. And we didn't have TikTok, back in the 80s and all that. And I
Right.
watched it for 35 minutes above a hill where there's a condo complex and all woods behind it. I watched this thing spin around for 35 minutes, everybody. It had 4 tubular bottoms. It had lights lit up like a firecracker. And I called the local ABC affiliate, and they told me it was a bunch of local amateur pilots that were in a formation. I said, "Tear up your script. I'm standing here at a phone booth in the shopping center, and I'm looking at a spaceship that's 2 football fields in length." And I told her,
Wow.
"Don't tell me it's a bunch of people that are a bunch of pilots that are amateurs out there for the night trying to fake people and tell them that they're the thing." When I'm
Right,
sitting
right.
there and I'm like watching this thing in my little car for 35 minutes. Unbelievable. Yeah.
But this is the thing. A few days later, I decided to sit down and do a search on the computer the best
Yeah.
I could. I found nothing. And then, like
Wow.
a few days went by, and then I sat down again, and I decided to go on YouTube to do another search to see if I find anything similar or anything, any information about that. So I did found one video that I don't remember the title of it, but it caught my
Mhm.
attention. So when I clicked on it to watch the video, I found one female somewhere in some other state and here in the United States. She had the same exact experience I had as well.
Oh,
Same
wow.
thing. The only difference between her story and mine was that she was able to see a diagram underneath the ship. But I be honest with you, I didn't see no diagram or anything. I mean, and maybe because I'm short of eyesight, and plus I was like so amazed at the colors and everything. I mean, I was like, wow. But
Wow.
I didn't see no diagram. But she even drew, on a piece of paper how the diagram went, but she had no idea what it meant.
Wow.
And this was
Wow.
some people interviewing her, and they made a video about her. But that's the only lady I found back then when I was doing that search that she had the same experience with the same ship and said the same thing. Look up.
Oh, wow.
Ain't that
Look up.
something?
It is
But up to
something.
this day, I have no idea. But I tell you one thing, I had no fear, no nothing. I felt very comfortable. And
Yeah.
then I started to think days later, that it must have been them who somehow got me
They,
off the Long
they
Island
well,
Expressway
they
and
and they
for
and they
whatever
also
reason.
they were communicating with you telepathically.
Yes.
Well, Fran, I want to hold on to. I only have like maybe another minute or two left before I sign out of here.
Okay.
So I want to thank you. I'm on here nightly at 11 o'clock, everybody.
Thank
for
you. Thank
almost
you.
2 hours. And you're watching the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. This is the clearinghouse where whatever's going on in TikTok out there individually, this is the place where we're going to put it all together. This is a show where you're going to hear about what's going on. We're going to show you video footage here on the show. If it's not the ones that we've seen typically, we're going to try to show you some more of the spaceship, non-terrestrial craft on the show, and we have been doing that. I want to thank you, Fran, for being a guest tonight.
Thank you for bringing me up. Thank you. Appreciate you.
And I'm following you now, so we're now friends, and I appreciate you.
Take care. Good night.
All right, take care. Let me bring it down. And I'm going to do one more person, and we're going to bring up, actually, Captain, you're coming up. And then we'll get everybody else tomorrow night. Captain, welcome to the show.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We definitely can hear you. So tell us where you are and what you want to share with everything going up and crazy in our oceans and the sky right now. What would you like to share? And where are you located?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, great. Next door over, yep.
Oh, where are you located?
We're in Connecticut, up here in central Connecticut, yeah.
Oh, very nice. I have some folks in East Lyme, I know. Yeah, I know it's getting late and everything. I'm just sitting out here in my car. It's just starting to rain pretty hard and all. But yeah, in a nutshell, I wanted to talk about an experience I had probably in 1979 or 1980. And I bring this experience up because it correlates somewhat to a recent event that, well, in my opinion, it it makes sense, but it's up for debate for sure. But long story short, I'm from Kentucky, but I grew up in Nova Scotia, Canada. I was there from being from 3 years old, and I was in grade 3 or grade 4, like probably 9, 10 years old or something. But in a nutshell, I live in very rural Nova Scotia, near the ocean and lots of lakes, etc. And I was out in front of my house just playing with my dog, and it was daytime. And above the tree line, above the barn, I don't know how many feet it goes up, but just imagine your, typical tree and this typical barn. But above that, this ship flew by in the sky, and I'll describe it the best that I can. I've been drawing pictures of it for decades, and never got much disclosure on any of it until something recently. And I know it's late, so I'll try to wrap this up. But the shape of it was about a school bus length and shape going across. The best way to describe it, and I know it sounds elementary to describe it this way, but if you imagine the capital letter P in the alphabet, and if you think of that capital letter P without the formation of the line connecting it from the loop over back to the line, but just like a pure shape, the size of a school bus going across and a school bus going down, dull silver in color, no exhaust, just going probably about 30, 40 miles per hour across, above the tree line and above the barn. Now I chased it for a bit, and until I couldn't, it just disappeared beyond the hill where I live. But I do remember going to show and tell the next day at school and standing up in front of all my classmates and saying I saw a UFO yesterday, and just remember the girl in the back making me laugh, and it just didn't sound very convincing, but it got me real into the universe, and I studied it in university for a year. Too much math involved. But I'm definitely a visual, and that's kind of it. But and quickly how it correlates to a recent event. Well, David Fravor is a pilot that has some video that came up on YouTube several years ago, I think, but the footage is from 2005. I think it was over on the West Coast or something. But long story short, if you look at that video from the top part, and that's the only video of it that you can see, because it's the one video where the pilots are commenting like, "My gosh, it's rotating," etc. But if you look at it from a top view down, you can kind of see what looks to be like somewhat similar to a craft that could be in the shape of a alphabet letter P. I know it's a weird analogy, but
Yeah.
but it kind of makes sense how they could be traveling in the oceans. And
Yeah.
but all this drone stuff, I mean, I respect
Yeah.
everyone's story and and
Me
all, but
too. But
I
I
don't
think,
buy into this all
yeah,
this stuff now that's happening. I think it's
I
just a
think the
bunch of
narrative, the
BS.
media narrative of drones is not right. I think the media is trying to get people to think these are drones. They keep using the word drones. All the media does on our news. And what I'm trying to get people to do is not say the word that everything is drones. We've seen video footage, I've been showing it here, of non terminology, what I would call actually orbs or non-terrestrial spaceships. And I'm starting to use that. I would rather use that on. I know what other things I think are Earth-based, in my opinion, Earth-based objects that our government is involved with. But I think that there's non-terrestrial ships coming out of the Atlantic Ocean, in my opinion, and these things look totally different than the things that we're initially seeing going over New Jersey that look like what people call drones or mini airplanes or
I
something.
think most of this is drones. I think it's 99% of it is, and I think the 1% that it's not, that's the stuff that's getting thrown into this. I think
Well,
it's not
I
complicated.
I would say it is a little bit more complicated now because I don't think 99% of it is drones. I think that there are those percentages of people videotaping. It could be military uses of things to confuse people in the public, but I've seen enough video in the last week or two coming out of the ocean, a lot more of that going on than I think that is the big deal, which is that there are, as one of our guests said, there are space cities in our oceans that are millions and millions of years old. We have
I like
space
what
people
they.
living.
Sorry, I just
Yeah, good.
no, I like what I read once about how if you take every grain of sand on every single beach in the world, and it won't even get close to the amount of stars that are out there in the
Right,
universe.
right.
They're very
I
likely
th-
coming from
I
it
think
could
that
be
we have to
here.
be.
But that's all
I
well
think
and good,
I
but
think we have to be careful with because the media is saying they're drones. It gets in your head so much so you start saying, "Oh, they're drones." We have to
I hear
bust that
you on that,
matrix.
but the analogy I was given about the beaches kind of
Oh,
hones in on on this point that if you have like 100 drones, then there might be one that is an unidentified flying object. But for all these drones to be out there and just the what befuddles me in a way, I mean maybe they're very can escapable again, but why can't we just get up there with our own drones and investigate them ourselves with our own cameras on
so
our drones?
here's the deal. Here's the deal. I believe some of these things are mimicking our type of technology. So when I say mimic, like if somebody wants to look like somebody else, they can put on like a
Yeah,
Halloween
it's
costume,
camouflage. Yeah, we're all
camouflage.
over
So they're
18
not
here.
really drones. So here's the deal. I think some of it, in my opinion, might be government operations. That's one of my opinions. The other part of it is I think some of these things are highly advanced intelligences that are non-manned objects that are being sent to be mimicking us, and they're monitoring us. And then the other part of it is now you're starting to see the spaceships coming out that are real, total in new videos now in New England and Massachusetts. There's a woman who's been recording plasma ships. These are not drones. People are
Hmm.
seeing plasma ships in Connecticut. There's a couple in Hartford. They weren't seeing drones. They were seeing 3 plasma ships over the city of Hartford
Yeah, the
in my state of
party's
Connecticut.
started, hasn't it? The doors are just open wide up. Now you got
Yeah.
drones on every street corner, or it's
Well,
just
you
lights in
have
the sky and
yeah you
etc.
have
It
you
just
have
kind of gives me
yeah
kudos to myself for what I saw that day, which probably wasn't 300 feet above me, and just seeing
right
it up close in front. And
right
gosh darn, wishing I had a Kodak camera at that
Yeah.
time. But
Well, definitely keep your definitely keep your camera loaded and go to the shoreline if you're up there on a night on a hopefully not a really cold snowy night, but watch the skies over the ocean for about 2 hours, and I
I'll
guarantee you,
tell you real
folks.
quick. I'm in Cornfield in Sharon, Massachusetts,
Oh,
and
sure, okay.
yeah, and nearby here, there's just the activity at night above the river. It's just like it's nonstop. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's planes, it's drones, and maybe that it is that one UFO to throw in for good measure. I like your point about the camouflage, though. I think if I were to be an alien invader, I would certainly just kind of say, "Oh,
Well,
look, everyone, nothing to see here. Ha ha
well,
ha! It's just a
well.
bunch of lights."
Here's the thing. This is the other thing we have to do. This is my teachable moment. I've been in this field for a lot of years. Nobody is invading our planet. There's no invasion. There's been that scenario that some people on TikTok and YouTube and in general on the internet have been saying. People need to throw the invasion thing out the window. There's no invasion. There are intergalactic people and from other planetary systems that are coming here to make contact with us. They're not invading our planet. They've been here way before we were. This planet's billions of years old. There have been civilizations that have been here for, in my opinion, for billions of years. We're just the newbies on the block,
Yeah,
basically.
that's a good
We're the
point
newbies.
too. Hmm.
So people have to stop using invasion. There's no ET invasion of our planet. It's not happening. I'll say it on this UFO show. There is no invasion. There is an increasing amount of things that are going to happen. I'm involved with a group involved with direct contact. I know
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
an invasion. Yeah, I mean it's pretty obvious. I mean, if they wanted to invade, they're not going to. It's like the British. They wore those big black hats going into to fight the Indians. I mean, what's the
Right.
UFOs going to do? Just say, "Oh, here we are." Just point your lasers right
And I want to
here.
also educate people, and I'm going to have to really do this a lot now with my show because of all the mass stuff on the media, in my opinion, that is misinformation. ABC News, all these people, they're putting a fear tactic in. They keep using the word drones, and we have to change that narrative, folks, because
You know,
not everything up there is a drone.
mhm. You know what I think it is? Like most of it, and I do believe in extraterrestrial life. I can't see how it's not possible. But what I think it is a bunch of people with a bunch of money, and they're having a big laugh about this, and it's just the whole newest thing. That's just the newest, fattest thing going through the United States. Good old USA, Americana. It's just like the Haktua girl. Now she's starting to fade. Now this is taking over. You know what? I don't
Yeah,
believe most of it. I believe in what I saw that day. I do
yeah.
believe in what's out there. But most of what I see now, I think it's a bunch of crap and a bunch of people trying to get views.
I mean, on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I mean, although I will say on TikTok there are people that are really videotaping, and I've looked at their videos. I've contacted these people. Because of my news background, I'm very selective about what I see. I've been in this field for a lot of years, and there's a lot of people that are just jumping in here that have no idea. They're just doing it because now it's the big thing to do. With me, I've been in here 2 years on TikTok, but I've been in the field for as many years as I've been an adult, and
Let
I've
me ask you
seen
a
too
quick
many.
question, please.
Yeah.
David Fravor, that pilot who was part of the video in 2005, I think it was off San Diego. But how can I get in touch with him? Like, how
I
can
have
I?
no, I have no idea. I really
Yeah.
don't have any idea on that. But my
Yeah.
show is about to end for the night.
One
So,
last quick question, I promise. What I saw that day and how I compare it to what I see in the video from 2005, David Fravor's video. Um, how can I can envision it, of course, but how can I actually has there been anything on social media or media itself where it's shown what this could look like up close and personal, like what they think this is flying in the sky? Is there anything online? I haven't found anything. Illustrations, computer graphics of what they think, what they saw it is, size, look, because it looks like, hello, the P-shaped ship that I saw that time. And I'm just trying to,
yeah.
further inquire.
Well, we'll have to, mull that over. I'm not sure how to answer that right now because my brain is starting to turn off. But all right, I appreciate you coming up here, Captain, sharing your views. And we're going to make that the last interview for the night. Let's I want to thank everybody for being here. We had 162,000, and I want to thank everybody for gifting us on the show. We thank you. We're gonna anybody who's in my queue now, come on tomorrow night at 11. We'll bring you on. We'll bring all the new people on and people that were waiting. We'll get you on tomorrow night, I promise. But it's time to call it a night. This show will be on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, everybody follow me. My YouTube channel is Astro Command Spaceship News. Thank you for the gifts, Gerard. And I'm going to make sure all my backlogged, I think I'm backlogged by 2 or 3 shows. All my shows are on my YouTube channel. I'll be downloading the rest of them, including this one. And we'll have more spaceship, what I call spaceship or UAP or UFO videos tomorrow night to show you. And I'll be looking at your emails to see what you're sending me there too. Everybody take care. Thank you for being here on Encounters. Please make sure that you have your phones charged up, that you have your cameras ready. Go out there if you're near a lake or in the Pacific Ocean area. If you're out near the desert, go out for 2 hours and watch the skies and see what you see. If you see anything interesting, record it. This is the time to be ready. Everybody out there, you are disclosure. Don't ever forget it. All right, I'm CmdrAleon. We'll see you tomorrow night. Take care, everybody.